Hi everyone, I'm Kirsty and we're going to show you how to make bread today from scratch, aren't we, Teddy? Yeah, this is day one of UK lockdown, so we're making our own bread. We know that yeast is quite hard to get hold of and flour at the moment, but those of you that have panic buyed, hopefully you'll have bought even. Hopefully you'll have had, yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we've got 500 grams of
Is that chicken?
No, it's yeast. And as you can see, we're doing it with kids. I'm doing it with no makeup on, in my scruffy lockdown clothes at home, aren't we, Ted? Yeah.
And we just cleaned it.
Yeah, and this is filmed on an iPhone by an 11-year-old in real time, so it's just a very real video. Okay, so yeah, so in here we've got 500 grams of strong white flour. You do need strong white flour to make bread with, because you need the glutens to form the structure in the bread, which traps the carbon dioxide, which makes the bread rise, doesn't it, Teddy? So we've got 500 grams of strong white flour. I've just put 350 mils of warm, 350 mils of warm water in here. And I've got I managed to get hold of some fresh yeast, luckily enough, but you can use dried yeast, just throw it straight into the flour. Just one packet of that per 500 grams.
Can I put it in?
Or follow the instructions on the
Can
packet.
I put it in?
But we're going to use about, yeah, you can, yeah. And just squish it up in your hand like that to get it a bit warm. We're going to squish it up. It's like 20 grams or so. If you're letting it prove all day, is that a bit close for you?
No,
No,
that's okay.
Okay.
Are we gonna
If you're letting it prove all day,
Are we gonna have
I think I'm
going to
do that. No, it won't be ready. So it'll take about 3 hours from start to finish, but the video is just going to be showing you how to knead it. So into here, I'm going to put the yeast. Do you want to start mixing that up for me, Teddy?
Yeah.
It's about 20 grams in there. So we're putting that in there because once yeast, which is a single cell organism that's found in the body, the human body, once we put that yeast into warm water, it'll start releasing carbon dioxide and alcohol, which is called fermentation. So there's a bit of science in there as well. So into this flour, I'm going to put, you don't have to use posh sea salt, just a teaspoon of salt.
Is it done?
Yeah, that's done. And then we don't bother whisking, we don't bother sieving in this house. We just give it a quick whisk up, that flour to break
It's
up. Any...
going over the egg.
It's all right, doesn't matter. Bread making
Should I
is...
pour this in?
Not all of it, because what it is it's 500 grams of flour to about 300 mils of water. But it's always, never so accurate. So we don't pour all of it in, Teddy.
Okay.
But you can help me go with the kneading in a minute. So I'm going to leave a little bit
Just
in the bottom. Oh no, all the yeast isn't mixed in.
I've never.
And as you can see, we're cooking with kids, and he's left a big blob of yeast in there. So I'm just going to excuse fingers.
Okay, whatever.
And then, no, don't stop it because I don't know how to edit. We're not that fancy here.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Right, okay. So we're just going to put it into there, and I'm mixing it all up into one bowl. You can do it with a wooden spoon if you want, but you do need to do it with your hands at some point. So, and then we're just going to make it until...
Looks like we put too much flour.
No, because you just put more water. So yeah,
right.
you never worry about making bread, because if it's too much flour, you put more water.
Can I eat the salt?
No, you can't eat the salt, darling. It's not good for you. If it's too much flour, you put in more water. And if it's too sticky, you put in more flour, basically. So never really worry about measurements too much. In fact, when I make bread, I don't even measure. I just do a guesstimation. And it always turns out okay. So I can feel now it's getting a little bit coming away from the bowl, but it does still feel a little bit dry in the bottom. So I'm just going to put a little bit more water.
Whoa!
And as I said, it's around 300 mils of water. And the water temperature, if you want to get the perfect temperature, I know the temperature now sort of blindfolded. If you want to get the perfect temperature, you want to do sort of half boiling water, half cold. Needs to be about body temperature, really. Hand hot, they call it, or hand warm.
How hot is like your
body?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like... Between like 36 and 35.8, 37.5 degrees. I mean, don't quote me. You can look it up if you want to be absolutely exact, but we're not doing absolutely exact cooking. So now we've got it into one bowl. what we need to do now is we need to stretch the dough to create the structures into the, so we want the gluten structures to go like that, and then when the carbon dioxide bubbles form like that, they'll be trapped inside the bread, and that's what makes your bread rise, basically. So you can do it in all different ways, it doesn't really matter how, but I just push it away from me, pull it back, give it a quick turn, push it away, pull it back, give it a quick turn. Yeah, and some people say you have to do this for 10 minutes. You really don't. What you're looking for is you'll feel it get less sticky, and then all of a sudden it starts to feel less sticky and lumpy, and it starts to feel silky. Now that could take, depending, sometimes if you've got a really dry mix and you're then adding water to it, you sometimes get some lumps in there, and that takes a bit longer. But if you've got everything going right, you can even do it in about a minute. So, you know, don't just ignore these things that say you have to knead it for like 10 minutes. You really don't.
Yeah.
And if obviously you've got a bit
Oh my god.
so we have a little painting malfunction there, don't worry about that.
Oh, no,
That's the dough, Felix. So
Oh my god.
don't blaspheme, please. As you can see, this is real with real kids. They do say inappropriate things, and you know, I'm not Mary Poppins. I wish I was, but I'm really not. This is like real mum, real cooking. So
I'm getting it under the table.
yeah, you just,
I need to relax.
so I'm just keeping going with this,
Oh,
and I can feel that the texture's changing already. It's a really good workout as well.
look at this.
Yes. We don't advertise other YouTubers on Teddy. Just sit down, babe. So sometimes if my arms and my shoulders start aching a bit, I start alternating hands like this. If you've got a big amount.
And when it starts to feel silky,
So you
is
can,
that when you
yeah, so I'm feeling it now. It's just given and it's totally changed. And I know now. Don't tell. There's no need for that. Right, so I know now that this bread is ready to prove. So that is the first stage in there. We're going to post this video to YouTube, and then we're going to share it to our Facebook page as well, where we will put the actual
Oh, damn it!
Felix, you can't say that.
How? Oh.
So sorry about that, everyone. If anyone's religious out there, I'm very sorry. Please don't watch our channel if you are religious.